Hi, Shashank sir. You are muted if you are saying something.
Hey, hi everyone.
Hi, Shashank.
Hi Shashank.
Oh, Umang is here. कैसे हो उमंग?
क्या बढ़िया, क्या हाल है बताओ?
बस बढ़िया यार, मचा रहे हैं।
realize.
Hello everyone, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
So, hi all, thanks for joining us on our AMA with the judges. HackDefine presents HackDefine, promoting ideas that create an impact. HackDefine is HackDefine's first official hackathon, which intends to bring together learners and mentors and will help hackers who join us for this one-of-a-kind event and build a community, learn, code, and grow together, emphasizing the importance of open source learning and the viability of open education solutions. We intend to provide a place where thoughts and ideas flow freely. So let's kickstart this AMA session, where our judges will guide you towards a win and amazing learning experience. We'll start by getting to know our judges, so I would request all the judges to introduce themselves. We're going to start with Mr. Shashank Mishra.
Hey, hi everyone. First of all, thanks team, the entire team for having me and giving this opportunity to judge few of the bright minds, right? And really excited for the event. So, for my introduction, I'm in this industry the like 5 years. I started my career in 2017, and I completed my MCA from NIT Allahabad. Then, from the very beginning, I am actually in the big data domain, right? Working as a data engineer, and currently I am working at Expedia as a senior data engineer, and previously worked for Amazon, Paytm, and McKinsey.
Thanks, Shashank. That was a great intro. Next up, we have Miss Nidhi Sharma.
Yeah, hi everyone. First of all, thanks team for inviting me here. It's wonderful. So I am working as SD2 at Adobe, and I joined Adobe 3 years back as a fresher. I've completed my BTech in 2015 from Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University, and since then I'm working with Adobe. And that's pretty much it about me. Looking forward to a great hackathon. All the very best, everyone.
Glad to have you on board, Nidhi. Next up, we have Mr. Piyush Saxena.
So, hi everyone. My name is Piyush, and I have completed my basically my BTech from IP University, Delhi. I am a 2021 pass out. I initiated HashDefine in basically my third year. So I'm a co-founder of HashDefine, and we are organizing this. Apart from that, I am into full stack domain. And basically currently I'm working as an SD at Amazon, and previously I was working with Grow uh, and coding engines. So yeah, that's
Just
it.
a little tidbit that Mr. Piyush left out. He's also the founder of HashDefine.
Yeah. Thank
All
you,
right.
thank you.
So next up, Mr. Mung Chauhan, I would like you to introduce yourself.
Hi, so thank you so much, HackDefine team, for having me as a judge in this hackathon. And introducing myself, so my name is Umang Chauhan, and I have a YouTube channel called Get Sage. And currently, I'm working as a software developer in Tokyo in a company called Fast Retailing, which owns the brand Uniqlo, if you have heard of about it. And I don't have much experience as Shashank, but I think 2 years of experience would suffice for judging this hackathon at this college level hackathon. So yeah, that's about me.
That's more than enough experience, and we're glad to have you on board. Finally, we have Mr. Sai Yashwant.
Hey, hi team. I'm Yashwant. I'm currently working with PayPal as ST2. I have total 3.8 years of experience. I work as a full stack developer. I feel privileged to have the opportunity to judge the hackathon. Thank you.
The privilege is ours. Thanks, Mr. Sai. All right, now since all the people in judging panel have succeeded a lot and have a lot of experience, it is an incredible opportunity for each and every one of our participants to ask away their doubts. Now you can all ask our doubts from the judges after a few frequently asked questions that I'll ask myself. My first question is that the question that almost everyone wants to know is on what basis will they be marked? Will it be on how creative the idea is, or how new the idea is, or how useful the idea is in the present scenario? No volunteers. How about you, Mr. Shashank?
All right. So I would definitely start with the uniqueness part, right? Because even if I consider my 5 years of experience, so and if I can remember my college time, and so that time, right? I personally am pretty honest with my experience. Right, in the college time, I didn't put much effort to find any great idea and to build something around it, and learn, right? My actual like journey as a professional or someone who is into the engineering part, that actually started when I landed into the software industry. So when I started my career, I was uh, like in this, like I was again like blaming myself, why didn't I even start with something, right? So that I could have explored, and that could have that could have changed something for me, right? I would have got the idea about the recent trends in the IT industry, right? It's not just creating the web application using the PHP and all, vegetable shop and e-commerce website, library management systems, nothing like that. So uniqueness is something which will help you to brainstorm, right? And it will help you to like explore the recent trends in the IT, and that is the main purpose to like organize these kind of hackathons, so that you can learn what are the things going on in the industry, and what kind of skill sets the different companies and those kind of products are actually requiring from us. And for me, the uniqueness would be the one factor where definitely I would like to judge the different teams.
Anybody else have any thoughts on it?
Can I add to that, add to
Of
Shashank's
course.
point? So basically, having a unique idea is also a nice thing. And I think uniqueness and creativity goes hand in hand. Just saying an idea is unique would not be like the best way to parameterize something. It should be creative as well as useful enough. Like anything can be unique. You just say random words that can be unique. But obviously, Shashank told about that, the experience of it and learning new IT things and whatever like is currently going on in this scenario. And as part B, like in the college times, I used to take part in a lot of entrepreneurship type activities or business level activities, where the main motto was to like get unique ideas and creative ideas out of it. And that also preceded to the tech industry as well, where like every day I was very passionate about each, like any project that I saw in any resume or any like online material. I was very like interested, like how did they come up with that idea, like what is the journey of reaching that stage of idea where they are presenting it. So that is something that I am looking forward to.
Mr. Piyush, Miss Nidhi, what
Okay,
about you
I'll
guys?
go ahead next. Is it fine?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yes, yes. Definitely.
Okay, along with, I think, already have been pointed usefulness. Basically, I would like to see the impact of the solution they are developing. Okay, what is the problem they are solving and how real world it is. I mean, there can be many problems. Okay, that could be impacting our lives in a every day. So this, if we could provide some solution that could actually have a real world use case, and even though execution is may not be that great, but the idea itself actually gives others a chance to improve it further. I think that could be a great judging factor for me, because I mean the usefulness and the impact of that idea along with that. Okay, and as well, an execution, even if it is done a 75 percentage, I think that could actually, given our time and scope, okay, that could be improved. I think that's the judgment factor. I like to put forward. Thank you.
So I would say on this factor, scaling is also a factor. How much scale you can, I think you can get from what you have built in the hackathon, and also I think revenue factor is also there. How can you make revenue from that particular thing, and like how much broad you can think about. Uh, you can say broad about the product that you are building. So yeah.
Yeah, very rightly said, Piyush. I think every all of the judges, I think, kind of summed up the things that we'll be looking into. So I think all of the three factors would be taken into consideration while judging you guys. So uniqueness is important, creativity is important, and how well defined the idea is. That is very important, because sometimes where we happen to see some of the ideas which are scattered, they are just trying to do and tell us कि हम ये भी कर देंगे ये भी कर देंगे. So this is not how things work. You very clearly need to identify what you are building and clearly need to explain it. So the idea has to be well defined as well, I would say.
So, to sum up, creativity, skills, uniqueness, relevance to the current situation, and well defined scalability. We have a lot of factors on which the ideas are going to be judged. Okay, I will just remind you guys on YouTube that you can ask your questions in the chat box, and once we're through with the FAQs, we're going to ask your questions here. All right. So for my next question, now, now as you all know, this is more of a learnathon than a hackathon. So we have as many beginners with us as participants. Will idea be preferred over execution, or execution is also as important as the idea? Since the beginners, they might not know, they might not have the skills as the professionals, but their ideas may be really good. So how would that be judged?
I
So
think,
this,
yeah,
okay, yep,
yeah,
yep.
Shashank.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Shashank. No,
Okay,
no,
so
go
this
ahead, go
this
ahead.
is for the freshers, right? So so anybody who's actually new to, so what I'll be looking for, I definitely won't judge them completely that how scalable solution they have built, because for them this is the learning path, right? They are something, they don't know how we create the products in the industry itself, like the entire uh, a product which is going to be used by millions of customers or something like that. Or probably they won't be able to write a very modularized code or a microservice architecture or anything like that. It is just we would like to check how, again, how creative they are and whether they are thinking in the right direction or not. And also if they are somehow able to implement the things by following the best practices, that would be also a great stuff, because it will show their potential that uh, like how well they can code or how well they can even design, document the things, right? So from the fresher side, these are the things I'll be looking for, not how scalable solution you have built. Probably you might get stuck, you need some help, you need mentorship, and you can obviously get it from the mentors. But initial 3 4 things which I mentioned from the freshers, that should be the deciding factor for you. And for you at least, don't worry that if you don't win the hackathon or anything like that. Just treat this opportunity as a learning opportunity, and just connect with the different peers, learn from them, their ideas, right? This is the like entire theme of this like hackathon.
Mr. Piyush, you have something to say?
Yeah, I think Shashank summed up everything that I was
Okay.
actually saying. So yeah,
Any
anyone
I
of
mean,
our other
wants?
judges?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
just
Mr.
adding
Deepak.
to what Shashank mentioned, I think he is the one who is just summing up everything. So we are like left with no words. But anyway, very well said. I think adding to Shashank's point, since most of the participants are very new and they are freshers, so they do not possess very heavy industry experience. So I would say ki it's fine. I mean, it's fine that you are starting. We understand we have been through your phase as well. So I think we will be looking how well you tried, to target a problem, you solving a problem. Definitely, going forward, if you take this idea forward, there will be mentors, there will be a lot of people to guide you through that. So it's not that we will be looking at an end-to-end product, working product. It's not that. We understand that it takes us months together, and it's a I mean, very big team's effort to bring such big projects into reality, which happen in the software industry or any industry for that matter. And in just a matter of 2 3 days, it's not possible to build a product end to end working and very well presented and all. But how well you are trying to present the problem and the solution, how well you are presenting. So these are, I think, some of the things that we'll be looking into.
I think everyone has summed up, and there's nothing for me to say.
Yeah,
I'll just add my experience that I like when I first went to an hackathon, the only thing I learned was to study everyone's idea, like my competitor's idea, and like gain something from it. And from the next semester, I decided that instead of going to hackathons, I should organize them or even be a mentor in that. And because of that, I can like get deep into all the ideas. So it's very helpful to like learn from all your competitors, all your like people around you, and even the mentors also, because they have their like hidden ideas in their brain and in their heart which they cannot put into their jobs, but obviously can help you as well. So that is something that I think they should focus on.
that's definitely a unique perspective. Mr. Sai, would you like to add something to that?
I think it has been well summed up. I think, I mean, there are really no points left, okay, for us to cover. I mean, overall, I think I would be doing the same thing, summarizing back. I think your idea and uniqueness, along with this, impact that you're going to make, and also the scale could be the next. Okay, Shashank rightly pointed out. I think you could be solving the problem and how you're presenting it, how clean your solution is, and so that actually gives us the scope to scale it later. I think these points are pretty good to consider to judge a solution. I think for me, even I agree upon them too. Thank you.
So there's this one conclusion that many beginners were wondering that we don't know much coding, but we might have really great ideas what will happen. So it's pretty clear from our judges that even if you have a great idea, even though you possess a less skill set than the others, you might still even win the hackathon. Even not, you'll learn a lot. We have mentors that will help you along. And this is not just a hackathon, it's a learnathon. All right. So for my next question, so as you all know, the all the participants are supposed to submit a video of their project. So I would just like to ask the judges, what do they expect from the video? What all aspects of the video are extremely important? And I would like to direct this question to you, Ms. Nidhi.
Yeah, sure. I think now I got the chance to speak something. Anyway, so I think in the video it's very important that you tell a bit about the background story, why you targeted this problem, what is the challenge that people generally are facing, which forced you to pick up or maybe target this problem. Some of the facts or some of the facts around that would be very useful to back why why you are picking up this problem. Then how you what kind of solution are you proposing? If you can just show us some glimpses to that, very short, no, it doesn't have to be very elaborated. And make sure that you do not try to dive into the code or whatever you have written down in the form of code. That's fine, that we will be asking you anyway in the final round of judgment. So make sure that the background story, the problem and the proposed solution, you present very clearly and in a very short video, I would say.
Yeah, one more thing I would like to add here. So, two things, right? First, like in the 2 3 days of time, if let's say you are trying to implement something and you are not able to do that, and second thing, mentioning the future scope, right? So these two things definitely I'll look into the video so that I will also get the idea what you tried, what you couldn't build, and like as a enhancement, what you are like what you will be implementing in the future to just create this impactful product. So it would be good if you can mention these two things as well.
Just adding one more thing, it would be great if you can just tell your target audience as well, like who all will be there, who will be using this product. So this would be very helpful as well.
Yeah.
Those are some great points. I'm just really hoping someone's writing them down. Uh, so yeah, my next question would be, I would just really like if you all guys could tell the participants about your hackathon experiences. Miss Nidhi, if you would like to start.
Yes, in my final year after the placements, when students have most of the time कि करना क्या है, मतलब कि क्या करें, अब खाली बैठ गए हैं, अब job लग गई, क्या हो गया. So during that time, I happened to go in 2 3 hackathons. So I think I made a lot of connections, very good friends. I don't actually remember the idea that we submitted, but I remember the connections that we made, the kind of learnings that we had from each other. We discussed on the idea, we divided our part, this will be done by you, and we very clearly divided that part, and then we can combine that and we delivered it. So it was very, I mean, enriching experience for me, I would say.
Mr. Umang has already presented his pretty unique perspective, but if you would like to add anything else.
I'll just add, like, I think in 2016, when, like, I don't think the YouTube space was so much like initiated, and a lot of like knowledge was not very much like explored upon. So the mentors that those were coming to those hackathons had so much to share, and those knowledge points were not even like even any blog or anywhere you cannot find those knowledge points. And I think that was the most enriching part of the hackathons that I went to. Especially like now you can see a lot of YouTubers doing interviews with so many good mentors, be it the co-founders of so many big companies. But at that time, those mentors were the only like the hope of getting the knowledge points of the startup, like startup business side, or even the real world business side. So I think that's the experience that I took from it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mr. Sai.
Shashank, you can go ahead. Yeah, yeah, Sai.
Okay, for me, for me, like I had zero experience with the hackathons, right? As I mentioned in the college time, I was not self-aware that what to actually do. I honestly copy pasted projects from my seniors and GitHub and those things. But again, the things why it actually happened again, the self-awareness part was something when I see right the students from different colleges now and they are quite much active on different tech communities. I feel very happy, and I sometimes blame myself as well, like why this thing was not there back in 2017, 2016 when I was in my college. But the thing which I feel great about is so okay, now not the hackathon, but definitely I have mentored lots of interns under like my guidance, and I have learned from my mentors as well. So in the industry, it's not hackathon, it is POCs, proof of concepts, right? So we in a short period of time definitely will get something, and we have to build it, we have to create it. And uh, now it's not the judges, and it's the our leadership where I present these ideas and everything. So that's the best experience. And so same thing you will be doing here, and in the industry it will be known as the proof of concepts. So just whatever you are doing here, that means you are getting ready for the industry. And that's the great experience actually, when you just pitch your idea, what you have done, what you have explored, and when leadership actually approves it, and then it moves to the production. So this is the like awesome feeling for any developer.
Mr. Piyush, Mr. Sai.
So my experience was a bit different actually. In second year, I started a startup, which because in second year I was it was just like you can imagine as a Zepto. So we three students were at that time thought about that why not we have a 10 minutes basically delivery. But I learned a lot from that startup. Not much have gone into hackathons or right, one or two hackathons, but I learned a lot from the startup that I did. Although I didn't succeed, but the learning and how to pitch your ideas, that is the thing. And I think one more thing that I want to say is that how you present your idea must be good, but you have 5 minutes to basically pitch your idea in such a way that each and every point should should be just concluded in basically those 5 minutes. So I would say that thing has helped me now also. So yeah, uh, that's it. Thanks, I.
That's great. So yeah, I see. Even if now everybody wants a grand cash prize, of course, but there's also one more thing to get out of this hackathon. That's learning, not just learning skills and learning how to present your ideas. That's what I get from this, and that's really great. So yeah, I just want to ask you guys one last thing. Do you have any tips for our participants that what should they focus on this in this hackathon? Not just the submissions, but how can they get the most out of this hackathon? Mr. Sai? Uh,
Hey, I think I can give some insight about it. I think back then, when I was in college, I think we had something like Google Hackathon. I think we had to present a 5 minutes video about it, nothing more than that. So we need to take some concept. I think you'd be facilitator for the Android workshop or something. I think so. There even there too. So there were many submissions, but the criteria would be the clarity. First thing they would be looking at is the clarity. Another one is a presentation, and also your leadership skills. So if you are presenting a project idea, so how would you see this, and what is the future scope that you're trying to say? So whatever your idea is, present it clean, and try to, if possible, try to, if you can use a visual aids or maybe something that can actually help us to get the gist out of it. A small video, I think, also include a presentation part of it. So it should be short, crisp, and clear. I think that would actually have a very much high chances of, getting a selection. I think anywhere else. So I think that okay. That's something I would like to say, and this is my based on my past experience. Thank you.
I think one thing I want to add in this, which I was actually saw that like you should even make a video of basically your project, what you are actually making, so that sometimes while you're presenting to the judges, sometimes server is not working or basically your database connection is not working, you will be able to go through the whole video, and basically the judges will be able to basically identify what you are actually doing, rather than running the server there only and basically making all the DB calls. So I think this point uh, would be useful for all the participants.
Right.
Can I add something?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
So
Go ahead.
So I'll just like advise to like focus on the detailed idea as well. Like obviously, like people discuss all about the main topic or the main idea that they're working or the main application they're making. But I think it's more also important to discuss the detailed features as well. Like whatever features you are adding to that application or website or anything, you should like discuss on that as well. You should like write points about that as well, so that you are very clear about all the like the whatever like fallbacks it can have, like pros and cons of the features as well, not the whole idea. Because whenever a judge will question you, he or she will always ask about those detailed features, not about your whole idea as a whole. And like discussing on those like small features would help you a lot in answering those at the time of question answer round. I think that would be a lot helpful. Yeah.
Miss Nidhi?
Yeah, adding to, I mean, what all the judges said, I think three things which I think some of them are already mentioned, that clarity, conviction, and confidence. These three things are very important. So, how clearly you are able to, tell the, problem or the things. So, it's the story as well as the product that you have to sell. So, there should be a background story that you are telling, and also keep all the things and recordings, as Piyush mentioned, be ready with all those things that moment, and you might feel panic about that. So make sure that you have those recordings ready, and only thing that is left in front of judges or during the presentation or all that is you speaking about it. And that is very important, I would say. And also, yeah, one more thing, ऐसे याद आ रहा है भूल भूल के. So make sure that you read all of the guidelines which are mentioned in the HackDefine website. So anyway, we'll be judging by taking into consideration those guidelines. We'll be forced to judge on that basis. So पहले guideline पढ़ें, फिर उसके बाद start making the video.
Guys, do visit HackDefine and please get a clear understanding of what you want to do and read all the guidelines. And we'll provide the link in the chat box. And so,
Samrit, you're on mute.
really sorry for that. So yeah, I was just saying that please to go to the website and please, as Ms. Nidhi said, please just check out everything, what ideas you can, what are the guidelines and everything. So one of our viewers is asking, what's your motivation mantra for students who thinks hackathons are difficult? They get stuck, they might not get an idea, they might get stuck on a skill, although we have mentors to help them with their project. But what do you think their mantra should be for motivation?
I would say
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say consider the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario would be you won't win. It won't be like, I mean, something very bad would happen and you will be like humiliated for submitting a bad idea or something like that. So anyway, I think participating in such competitions will give you a very I think great amount of confidence and the kind of network that you'll be able to build there. You'll be able to identify that this is something that I would definitely want to explore more in future, if it be, say coding is something during that time you'll be working in very hard pressure, under a lot of pressure, so you'll be able to understand how you react under very high pressure situations. So I mean, a lot of things you will be learning anyway. It's not just the cash prize that you should be aiming at, and at the end of the day, and think about the thing, like during that time either you can participate in the hackathon or you can just watch Netflix, so it would be anyway better than that, I would say.
Just 2 points from my side. Like, first would be go for the connections, if not for the cash prize. Second would be, as Shashank mentioned, that this is a practice or something like a experience round for you, where like in the real world you will have such type of POCs you'll present to your leaders. So there also you'll get a lot of failures. So I think it would be a great practice of like accepting failures. And I think for like even for life, you should practice like receiving failures at your end as well. And that would help you a lot in like for further motivation of your career. So I think that's something that you should work upon or like use as a motivation to join these hackathons. Yes.
Yeah, I think I would say just be selfish. Like when you are participating in these hackathons, just be selfish. Whatever you are getting, right? Very great experience. The connection part, as Umang said, right? And the things I was talking about, like moving into the industry. This is the part of your like the entire life cycle, and the as soon as you will get more responsibilities, right? You need to be more fluent into it, right? When you move on to the manager level or the leadership level, right? Your presentation skills matters a lot, and how well you know the business ideas, or how well you understand the business. So this is the learning opportunity. So that's why just be selfish, learn from others, network with them, whatever you can, just like learn, like being a techie or being a geek person. So that's how you should look for it, and that should be your entire like motivation part, rather than the money and something. Even if you learn something new, then you can even start the freelancing, and you can even earn more than the cash prize which will be given into this hackathon, right? So that's the entire idea.
Mr. Sai, would you like to add something?
I think judges have covered the topics pretty well. I think you should take away something. I mean, you should not go empty-handed. Okay. I mean, I keep this in my mind. Okay. Like, okay. I mean, I have experience of interviewing with multiple companies. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But once we be part of the process. Okay. If you're not getting the end result, maybe the prize money, but you should be getting the experience. Maybe you get connections. You get to know what other people ideas are. I think using these ideas, you can actually have the better ideas in future. So I think one is the experience that you're going to get. Other one is the connections, and also learning from other people's findings. So probably, if not today, you can do better next time. Maybe using this hackathon, you can win a next hackathon somewhere. So see this, you are coming here to learn, and whatever is the prize is a secondary thing. But anyways, I do not say you do not have to be ambitious. Come with a come with a determination that you want to win. That's when you can only do better. See, I mean, though you lose it, but anyways, you actually lose at a higher level. I think that's what helps you. I think keep your spirits high, and hope you would do better. Thank you.
I think in our company, I think every engineer's life is like a hackathon. You daily have to learn a thing, and then you have to implement it. Just as like you have a span of much more time to learn. Then I think like if you are aiming for a hackathon, it is just a learnathon. You learn a thing and you implement it. The basic idea of you can say how your manager judges you is how you think or how you solve that problem. So every day, even basically in our lives also, every day is a hackathon only. We learn new things, and basically we try to implement it.
Just adding one last point, I think some of the participants and team happen to skip participating in the hackathons just because they think that their idea is not good enough. So I think that is something that they should not think about. At least participate and at least submit those ideas. Let judges or maybe your mentors decide how good that idea is. It may be that you are not seeing and you are not able to see the potential that that idea holds, you know. So just go ahead and submit. Nothing bad is going to happen if, I mean, consider again the worst case scenario. You're not going to win. That's all that can happen.
Amazing points, all of you guys, and great quote from Mr. Yashwant. And yeah, I would just like to tell you all guys that you all will learn something even if you do not win. And we're not sending any of you guys home empty-handed. We have prizes for every one of you, even if you just participate. So that's that. So
Samrit, I think here wants to point out that we have worked very hard on our sponsors. We've gotten a lot, many sponsors here. So don't
we
worry
had to
about
work a
that.
lot. Our sponsors are just really happy to be here. And yeah, so some of people have the question that they're going to make this project in the hackathon. It's going to be their project. So you all guys are really successful in the industry. What do you think the project would have an impact when they go out in the industry, when they put it in their resume? Ms. Nidhi, would you like to start?
Yeah, I think since the idea is beginning from you, you know, so you know how it was created and then you are coding it. So it's everything is 100% real. So you don't have to fake that project first of all. The honesty will be there when you'll be putting that out on your resume. So you won't have to, you know, say and go, I mean, into the code one day before the interview to just mug up things. You already know all the ins and outs. You already have considered during the hackathon maybe or afterwards all the approaches that could have taken and you have why you have, you know, chosen that particular approach and not other approaches. You already would be knowing the challenges that you faced while, you know, creating that project and what all you know, I would say bottlenecks can be there in that project. So anyway, it would be completely your product. So it would be a very good idea to put it on resume if you are confident enough, I would say.
Yeah, nowadays, like interviewers are really smart. Even if you mug up the things and you fake anything in your resume, they will catch it within a minute, right? So don't do that. Even let's say you have created anything, you're just try to describe your participation, because these two things are the pet questions of the interviewers when they like ask you to describe your project, like what kind of challenges did you face, right? And what was your contribution? And if you are not able to justify it, then quickly catch it, like definitely you haven't contributed anything and you didn't like learn, or you just mention any fake stuff in your resume. So don't do that. It definitely will create a negative impact. Whatever you know, whatever you have implemented, whatever you have created, just mention that part and explain the idea and the challenges you have faced. That would be good enough.
As Shashank mentioned, the main learning would be the problems and the pain points, because everyone will ask that only, and that is the thing that will like show that yes, you are the rightful owner of that project and you have worked your hours on that. So I think that's the best learning from that.
Mr. Piyush, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think also learning also, and it will basically show you that how much even the pressure you can handle. Like in 2 days, if you're not able to basically make or implement something, but you were good enough to actually present the ideas to the basically the judges. So I think that amount, that thing, like any of the interviewer will see if you participate basically in any of the hackathons.
Not just skills, personality too.
Yes.
Mr. Yashwant, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think I would like to extend what Shashank has told. I think do not lie. I think try to be genuine about what you have done, what are your contributions. I think I have done, I think, many interviews in the past as an interviewer too. But anyways, okay. I think when you say you made a certain contributions, there would be a follow-up questions. If those don't add up, of course they'll catch you there. So I mean, you can be contributing something in a project, but you could still fake this. Okay, I mean, you might think fake it until you make it, huh? And that's not going to work all the time. Maybe at least to fake it right, you need to know it in and out. That's the thing. So I can say this. I mean, I'm not denying you cannot be smart, but anyways, when you're actually saying this is your contribution. Think about what are the follow-up questions that could come up. So let's suppose there is a story you're trying to sell, but okay, you can take about a particular DB or a choice, and they particularly ask you why you have made a particular choice and why did you implement it a certain way. So why you think your idea would be working, and don't you think there is already ideas that could be already present in the market? What's different from it? So I think that's where the questions related to uniqueness. I think there would be very specific questions. There won't be many generic questions. I think so to catch you, definitely they need a specific question. So be ready with all the specific questions that you could think. So I think that's where you would have an edge. I mean, come prepared. I think sometimes you think you come empty-minded and you think that's okay. It's going to work. Luck is going to be away. Okay, working. But anyways, you can't really. I mean, win every time if you are not prepared enough. I think see this. Okay. So and your answers definitely will show the efforts you have put in before you come participate in the hackathon. Hope this answers. Thank you.
That was really helpful. So we have some more questions from our viewers. One of them is, what problem statement would you choose if you were a participant in this hackathon? And what would you do to stand out from the rest?
I think we would choose the same problem statement that you have chosen, or you are about to narrate to us.
Anybody else would like to add?
So for standing out, I think I would do is the most controversial thing I could do in tech. Like whatever, like the idea is, just like think what is the most controversial thing you can do about this idea, and it will like obviously pop out. Just do it like perfectly, like have the perfect tech stack for it. Think about every feature of that thing, but like make it some extra controversial thing because you are making it for a competition. You're not like have to sell it in the real world. You are not going to present it to real investors who have to think about all the consequences of the world of having a controversial project in their portfolio. You're just doing it for a competition. So like adding that creativity layer will help.
It's going to be fun too.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Shishang, Mr. Sai.
So I would again, being a selfish, like I will go for that direction where folks are very less likely to pick that category of project. So that can be also an idea, right? If you pick project from that category, so obviously it might be a hard thing to implement at a first look, but probably when you deep dive into it, even if you are able to implement 60-70% part of it, you will have a better chance in the hackathons as well to win, because not so many competitions in that category. And again, again, prioritize that thing as well. Just figure out what are the top 3 or 4 recent trends in the IT, be it the, let's say, the big data part or the blockchain, anything right related, and anything into the cyber security, and like just try to figure out top 4 5 recent trends in the IT, and even you can pick the project from that category. It would be also helpful for you, because those are the words which everybody is talking nowadays. Okay, that's why. And they would be really interested, the judges or your mentors would be really interested, okay, what you have implemented in this category, because we already know about the some of the projects which are implemented for the same category. So what creative you have, or what kind of uniqueness you have brought into this product, so they would be really interested into it.
I would say any idea that any problem that you might be facing currently or that you have faced previously, personally as well, because that personal touch when you have in any in any problem that you're solving, it will definitely push you forward to find a better solution to that. And it would come right from your heart. So I would say anything that you've suffered or your acquaintance maybe have suffered or faced any problem, so you can target that as well.
Then I guess I should continue to the next question. So we have another question. What should be the optimal duration of the video, and what will be the judging criteria if you would give it to me?
I think as per guidelines, it would be 5 minutes of video at max. So try to keep it somewhere around. I mean, within 5 minutes, you try to wrap up. Maybe 3.5 to 4.5 would be, I think, something that you would want to wind it up, and make sure that there is a very. I mean, whatever video that you prepare, we do not expect you to prepare it, in the high quality or something like that. We would just, watch it or evaluate you on the basis of the kind of idea that you're submitting. So the clarity should be there, and there should be a conviction in the idea that you present. So if you can, as I already said, if you can just put forth some of the facts, include some facts there, include your target audience as well, and make sure that the presentation is kind of appealing. If you have some creative people in the team, make use of them.
Mr. Shashank, would you like to add something?
For the video duration part, on an average, like I think I would agree with this point, but make sure, right? Just don't be in a hurry, right? Always try to be crisp, whatever you are trying to explain. Be mindful for your words or sentences which you are picking, so that like in a short sentences you are making high impact. That's how you should deliver your project within that amount of time. And yep, make sure you are covering all the important points, creating video with the guidelines, so that you are not getting any negative points for that part, at least not following the guidelines.
I would suggest participants that before actually going ahead and going for the recording part of the video, they write down the stuff, whatever they are going to speak in during that video. Maybe you can just write down the pointers, so it would make things more crisp, and there will be a clear flow of things that you're going to say during the video.
Yeah, we have one last question, I guess. Okay, so I guess that was it. Let's over the questions, and it was really, really cool having you all guys here, and we're really glad that you're part of a hackathon. And and I hope that all you guys have gotten answers to your queries, and I hope you all liked the session and got something out of it. I know I got a lot out of it. So if you guys have any other queries, you guys can reach out to us on Discord, Instagram, Twitter, or our LinkedIn handles. The links are provided in the chat. Till then, may the code be with you. This is HackDefine signing off. Till next time, guys.